Hey guys, welcome to Spectrum's YouTube channel. My name is Roshni and today I'll be taking over the channel. So today I'll be creating an Asian bridal look for those who might have cancelled their wedding or are still going ahead with it. This is to inspire you guys to create this look all by yourself, and yeah, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So to create today's look, I'll be using Spectrum Collections OG brush sets, and these are with the pink handles and the ombre blue and purple bristles. How pretty are these brush sets? I am obsessed with this. They would look so perfect on your vanity or on your makeup desk. So for my brows, I'm going to be using the brush A17, which is perfect for precision on the brows and to define them. So I'm just going to outline the bottom part of my brows, then working my way to the tail like so, and then outlining the top part of the brows. I am literally using soft strokes. When you get to the front, you want to keep them natural. This brush makes it so much easier for me to fill my brows because it's super thin and so precise. So next I'm going to go ahead with an eyeshadow base. So I always like to do my eyes before my face so that if I get any fallout, I can always go ahead and rub it off. For my eye base, I'm going to be applying that with the A06. It's a large fluffy shader brush which is perfect for application because it's going to give me a flawless eye base. So I'm just using patting motions to apply the base. This brush is so fluffy, it applies the product on very flawlessly, and it's also instantly carved underneath my eyebrows, which usually takes me so long. We're going to start off with eyeshadow. So first I'm going to be using the Oceana palette. I'm going to be using the shade Tide for my transition colour, and I'm going to be using that with the B06, which is a traditional fluffy blending brush. Just applying that on the crease using circular motions. This brush is literally doing the job for me because of how fluffy it is. I don't have to put in so much work to apply the product. So next I'll be using the Zodiac eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be using the shade Nebula to deepen the crease. I'm going to be using a B10 brush, and this is a more precise blending brush. So starting off in the outer corners and then working my way towards the middle, but not going all the way. This brush helps me focus on the areas that I want to detail out the most, and it's a little bit more smaller than the B06, so it's still blending out my eyeshadow but also focusing on the detail. So next I'm going to be using the shade Dark Matter from the Zodiac palette, and I'm going to be defining the outer crease a little bit more for a smoky eye. I'll be applying that shade with the B11 brush, which is a little bit more tapered and smaller and more detailed, so it will focus on small areas. So I'm going to be applying this shade in the outer corners, but this time right next to the lash line, and I'm using very light pressure. These eyeshadows do not cause fallout at all. So next I'm going to be applying the shade Tide from the Oceana palette and Nebula from the Zodiac palette underneath my eyes, and I'm going to be using the brush B04, which is an angled fluffy brush. Blending that out. I'm literally mixing the two shades together to apply the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this at the bottom. So next I'm going to be applying a lid base. I'm not going to be doing a cut crease today. Usually my go-to is a cut crease. I'm going to try and keep the eyelids a little bit more softer and not defined, and I'm going to be using the A06 to apply the eyeshadow base on my lid. This will fit perfectly on my eye socket. So I'm creating a canvas for the lid shade, which will make the colour pop. Just going to go over any harsh edges that the base has created so it looks a little bit more soft and blended. For my eyelid shade, I'm going to be using the Zodiac palette, and I'm going to be using this beautiful Solstice colour to apply this all over my lid. I will be using the A28 brush, which is a small shader brush. How beautiful is this shade? I'm just packing it on. Because I want more intensity, I'm just going to go ahead with my fingers and apply that shade. The shimmer shades work perfect with finger application. It intensifies the shades more. I'm just going to take the B11 brush and the shade Nebula ever so slightly to give it a more gradient effect. So next I always like to go in with the inner corner eyeshadow. It makes them look more awake. going to be using the shade Constellation for the inner corners, and I'm going to be using the brush A27, which is a pointy brush. I love how this is more of a focused brush and it places the eyeshadow where it needs to be. So next I'm going to be using an eyeshadow stick to apply on my waterline, and this will open up my eyes a little bit more. So next I'm going to be using a black gel eyeliner, and for that I'm going to be using the A09 brush, which is this pointy brush, creating a line first from the corners, and then from the point I'm going to be dragging it inwards, creating that wing. I'm just going to fill in the eyeliner. This brush is so thin and it's making my eyeliner go on perfect. And you can also create an inner corner wing with this because it's so precise. So to finish off my eyes, I'm going to be going ahead with mascara, and I'm going to be using none other than the Spectrum Collection's Dark Matter Mascara. This is by far my favourite mascara ever. I just love how the bristles separate my lashes instead of clumping them together. I love how dark this mascara is. It's super jet black. So I've gone ahead and applied my strip lashes. So to apply my foundation, I'm going to be using the B01 brush, which is this flat top buffing brush. Using the whole brush, I'm just going to be dabbing that onto my face. So I'm not using sweeping motions because it's going to move the product around too much. Because this brush is a flat top buffing brush, it gives me the most perfect and flawless finish, which is exactly what I want. And just remember that you will be photographed on your wedding day, so you do want a flawless base. Okay, so next for my concealer, I'm going to be using the B03 brush, which is a small flat top buffing brush. It's the perfect size to apply underneath my eyes. Buffing out the concealer using patting motions. I literally love how small this brush is and how well it fits perfectly under my eyes. So normally I would apply my concealer under my eyes, on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose, and just a little bit on the chin. This doesn't only conceal, but it also highlights these areas, which is what we want. And now we're going to go ahead with bronzer, and for my bronzer I'm going to be using the A05 brush, which is this angled fluffy brush, and it's perfect for my cheeks. I want my bronzer to be a little bit soft, so I'm using very light pressure to apply the product. I'm sweeping the bronzer, but I'm also buffing it in at the same time. Bronzer on my forehead to tie in the look together. So for my blush, I'm going to be using a gel blush, and I'll be using the same A05 brush. These brushes work well with liquid and powders. I'm just going to be applying this on the apple of my cheeks. I absolutely love how well this brush has blended out my liquid blush on top of powder so well. It hasn't made my powder move about at all. And then to apply my highlighter, I'm going to be using the B06 brush to apply my highlighter with, and this is the large blending brush. And I'm going to be using the Zodiac highlighter in Sunray. It has the most perfect golden glow. All brides need a little bit of a glow. Finally, finishing off the look with lip, I'm going to go ahead and line my lip and do a red lip. I always like to do a dark lip liner, it gives me a more ombre effect. So for my lipstick, I'm going to be using the Zodiac lipstick in Jupiter. This is the most perfect red and it's going to match my outfit perfectly. And since this is a traditional Asian bridal look, a red lip is always a must. I love how buttery and smooth this formula is, and it smells so delicious. I'm just going to go ahead with this A15 brush, which is a small lip brush, and use this brush to blend out the lip liner and the lipstick together. So I'm back with the finished look, and I've completed this look wearing some Asian bridal jewellery. And this set is from the jewellery trunk on Instagram. Make sure you guys check them out. And I've also put an outfit together that matches the whole look. And I've also got my hair up in a bun, which is how Asian bride would have her hair up. Let us know what you think of this look. Comment down below if you have any questions and we will be happy to answer. Thank you so much, Spectrum, for having me on your YouTube channel. I really enjoyed creating this Asian bridal look and I hope it inspires all of you to recreate this too. And if you do recreate it, please don't forget to tag me and Spectrum Collections on your pictures so we can let you know what we think. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video.